Hey friends, I thought I would make a video of what's going on with us with this next term for school. So I kind of wanted to, I'm going to do two different videos, and then this one I'm going to do our group stuff, and then I will do a second video for the kids. So we meet in the morning time. We used to have scriptures as part of school, but now we do it earlier with Dad. I have lots of kids here, so here goes Master George. Hi. So now we meet with Dad, so that's done earlier. So as soon as we start school, this is kind of what we do. So we're starting with Greek and Latin roots. You coming in? There he is. So we start with Greek and Latin roots. There are lots of fun things you can do. We have this from The Good and the Beautiful. It came with the high school curriculum to kind of review some Latin or Greek and Latin roots. Have just other little programs to do it just kind of simple and small, right? Short and sweet. Then we'll do our read aloud, and we are still reading Little House on the Prairie. Starting to get more interesting. It was a slow start. The boys struggled with it a little bit, but then it's been more adventurous and some of the outdoorsy stuff, so they are liking it a ton better. Then we do subject of the day. So on Monday, every year it looks different, but this is what we're doing this year. Monday we're now going to do, oh, you going? We used to do art study, but the Good and the Beautiful curriculum has art study in it, and so it was becoming a little redundant, and I wanted to do science together again. So on the Good and the Beautiful, they have marine biology is a free download this year, and maybe it's always, I don't know, but it's my first time using their science curriculum. And so I just printed it off, and I had, so on Monday we will study this together, and it was super simple. Here's your little lesson, and I printed off lessons 1 through 8 so that I'm ready for the first 8 weeks. It felt less painful wasting all that paper if I did in smaller increments. So we'll be using the Good and the Beautiful, and then each week, each lesson, it has recommended reading. So I thought it would be fun as part of their own science to get one of the books for each week. So Monday we'll do it together, and then a different day of the week they will all read one of the books, and they're really simple, but picture books don't ever discount them, because a lot of times even big kids learn a lot from picture books. So this will just be from our 7th grader down, but like books like the Berenstain Bears, Coral Reefs, I had a heyday. You can totally just use the library. But when Briggy was a baby, he used to destroy library books, so I still have a little bit of PTSD from the library. And then this way, I'm not a nervous wreck the whole time about the books. So we have like the octopus, seashells, just all these really fun books. Horseshoe crabs, like just really fun stuff. Who Eats What, Food Chain, and they're all just short and sweet, but those are the ones that a lot of times you'll go back through and review them. And then after they read them, I'll just leave them out on one of the little bookcases, like the shelves that you put on the wall, so that then they can just come and peek at it all the time. And they learn a lot by doing that, because instead of just sitting there for a boring lesson, it's this engaging and fun book. So I've noticed my kids like that better and retain the information more. Tuesdays, we do the same, we'll do memorization, and then I read aloud the Little House in the Big Woods. I still don't know what I'm going to do for memorization yet. We've done some big stuff. I was actually going to maybe do one of our poets and memorize one of her poems, and so I probably should decide that. But on Tuesday is everyone's favorite day because it is tea time, and I don't actually drink tea, so we just have fun little teacups I got from IKEA, and we do hot cocoa, or we do, so we've done sparkling cider, little drinks, just fruit drinks, Kool-Aid. We've just fun little drinks, and usually we do tea and crumpets. And our crumpets, I let them pick when we go to the grocery store, and it's goldfish, crackers, something just kind of fun that we don't always have in the house. So while we do tea time, we do poetry, and I love this series called Poetry for Young People. And this year we're going to do Maya Angelou. And so we'll probably memorize one of her poems. But it has an introduction. So I just read a little bit each week. I don't try to read through the whole thing. I'll just read a paragraph or two because I have 12 weeks to do it. So it's short and sweet, and we drink our tea. And I usually talk in a British accent because, I don't know if that was British, because they think it's hilarious and I'm terrible at accents. So it's fun. And then we'll just read some of their poems, And this book, I love it because sometimes it will tell a little bit about the poem or what inspired it, and so it's kind of fun, and it takes a lot of the research out for me, so that when we get there, all I can do is open the book and just start reading, and then I just check it off that we read it. I believe these are also the library, but like I said, I'd rather just buy the book instead of borrowing it from the library, having it destroyed, and then having to buy a book for the library. So anyway, lots of beautiful things. So we'll pick one of these. If you have a good Maya Angelou poem that's your favorite, let me know. We'll memorize that one. So we do that, and then we do composer. And if we're, oh, here we come again. If we're being 100% honest, I completely spaced my composer. Oh, we close it. Thank you. Because with my composer, I usually like, oh, thank you, getting to know the world's greatest composers. And we've done a lot of them. We've done a lot of the classics, Bach and Brahms and Beethoven, Mozart, Haydn, Tchaikovsky. So we've done a lot of those ones. So I wanted to do someone a little bit not as ancient, and I wanted to do Scott Joplin, and I was having a hard time finding a fun book about him. So we're going to do Scott Joplin. We'll do that on Tuesday, looking for a good book still. And then we always end with listening to their works. So if it was one of the, like Mozart, we would listen to an opera. And we did the Magic Flute or just something like that. Beethoven only has 1 or 2 operas. Fidelio? I can't remember the name of it. But we'll watch that on YouTube after, and it's kind of fun. So I thought Scott Joplin would be something fun and lively. My daughters has been learning one of his songs, so I thought that'd be fun. Okay, on Wednesday, we do geography. And this year we've mixed it up a little bit different, and we've been doing it this way for the last year, but we've been mixing it explorers with our geography. And we sing a great song from Singin' Smart, and it talks about, like, as long as there's been a sea to sail, a mountain ledge or a dusty trail explorers, there's been quite a few who set out to see what's new. Eric the Red was a Viking man who settled down in Greenland. And then we'd pause the music, and then I'd read a book about Eric the Red. And then we have a whole dance number now, because that's how I roll. And then as we finished that book, then we'd sing the song and add in the next line. So, and then he had a son, Leif Erikson, who discovered North American continent in 1000 AD. And so then we'd read about Leif Erikson. So we've just been slowly adding them, showing them where they've been. Marco Polo's in there. Who else? We got lots of people all over the place. Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, all those things. So now we're all the way to Pizarro, who conquered Peru. We are on to our conquistadors. And so I have liked these books. And we just will read it, we'll sing the song, and then we'll just, Did you listen to my podcast episode about homeschooling with a toddler? You just gotta roll with it. So you're gonna roll. There's his big old head. But we just read a few pages until they're, oh, that's where I am apparently. So we're just right here. Watch out, Dirty. And we'll just read a page or two, and just has great pictures. Kind of talks about conquistadors and some of the things they did, Magellan, stuff like that. Then on Thursdays, we do our memorization again. So Wednesday, we do the Greek and Latin roots, read aloud, and then geography. Oh, you want to look at it? And then on Thursdays, we will do our memorization, our read aloud, and then we do Shakespeare. And I love these books. By Andrew Matthews and Tony Ross, and just we're going to do As You Like It, and what we do is we just read a little bit each week, and sometimes we will read parts of the real play, but we get the gist of the story, and then we watch lots of different YouTube versions of the play, and then my kids, create their own version of the play, which is my favorite part because they are hilarious and / terrible in a wonderful way. And they've still been working on The Merchant of Venice, and they've still been editing that, and it's been fun for them. So that's kind of what we do for our subject of the day. And then in the next video, I'm going to talk to you all about what each kid's doing.